Hello, my name is Lee. Welcome to my channel, Cola Flipper. I buy bits and pieces from car boot sales and charity shops, and I flip them online for a profit. Fairly high-end weekend, really. Saturday and Sunday picked up quite a lot of designer items at rock bottom prices. One sensible-ish price, but pretty much rock bottom. So yeah, done pretty well out of that. Also, got myself a little pegboard. So yeah, Hall 42, paid £1 for that, so that's quite nice. I'll start off with some shoes. I'll go on to the furniture, I'll come back to the shoes and other bits and pieces in a moment. How about that? Bit of Louis Vuitton. Don't know if that's focusing well, but yeah, they're not the nicest looking of Louis Vuitton loafers, but with a little bit of refurb, these will look great. They were the person I bought them from. I've bought other high-end designer items for knockdown prices before, because they genuinely don't appear to have a clue what they've got. It looks like they just buy bundles and bundles of stuff and then just pile it all on the floor and flog it for whatever they can. These were she'd asked for a £5 because of that bloody great crack in the bottom. I got it down to £3. They do need a clean. They will need a resole, but at £3, it was worth taking a punt. I've been tending not to get projects, so that will be on the back burner for a bit, because I've got stuff that isn't a project. I've got stuff that's ready to rock and roll that I can sell on quickly, so these would just be for another day. These might be sitting in a drawer for a year or two until I get around to it. But I thought for £3, LV, can't go wrong with that. Then what else did we have? Tell you what, I'll show you the furniture. So, oh Jesus, this is heavy. Right, this stool, it's a mid-century, is heavy. This isn't, the metal here, it's not hollow. If you're going to go and get a chair these days, most of the time all of that metal would be hollow. It is going to be cheap, mass produced. That is solid steel. I think, I'm not sure, I think it's a Candia, Kandya. If it is a Candia, that's probably worth 120, 160 quid. Sort of a vinyl top, wooden base, but it's all solid welded steel. And yeah, I saw that, and the only reason I recognised the shape is I've already got some Candia stools which I've refurbished and sold. So I don't 100% know if it is a Candia, but even if it's not, if it is I don't know if in a reproduction, if it's just something of that style, it's still of that era. It's still a 50s, 60s chair. They wanted 15, I paid 12. Even if it's not a Candia, that will go for about 40 quid. If it is a Candia, 120 plus. So yeah, really chuffed with that. It's heavy, very, very heavy. What else have we got in here? So yesterday there was a gent who was selling off lots of bits and pieces, and in amongst that was hello from Future Lee. As you can see from the haircut, this is a little bit late in the start of the video. Apologies for the brief interruption, but I wanted to get this in early. I am raising for money. I'm raising money for a charity doing a charity walk. I will be walking 20 kilometers in London to raise money for a charity called FareShare. They're the UK's largest charity fighting hunger and food waste. Basically, 20k walk. It's going to take me between 3 and 4 hours. Any donations that you can make, I'm going to put up the Just Giving page in a moment, but any donations that you can make will make a massive difference. So basically, if I were to raise £10, that is equivalent of 50 nutritious lunches for people who access FareShare's services via their drop-in centres. They're a big organisation. As I said, they're the biggest charity fighting hunger and food waste in the UK, and they coordinate with hundreds of other charities. They're getting basically the food and getting it distributed out there. So as we know, food poverty is like a massive thing at the minute. So anything that you're able to give would be really, really welcomed. If you can't, that's absolutely fine. If you can, whether it's a couple of quid, £5, £10, that would be greatly received. So that is a Just Giving page. I'll stick it up along the bottom of the video in a moment after this clip, so it won't go away, so you've got it, and I'll stick it in the notes anyway. But it's www.justgiving.com/page/colaflipper2025. So yeah, anything you're able to give would be greatly received, and I'll see if I can video it and do some updates. Hopefully I'll get some updates done on the day. If I can do any sort of like live streams or something, I'll try to, but reception might be a little bit janky, so I will do what I can. I'm going to bugger off now. I'll let you get back on with the rest of the video, but yeah, anything you can do would be greatly received. Last time round I did a charity walk 2 years ago raising money for Marie Curie, and thank you to the kind donations of you lovely resellers. I raised, I think it was like 900 and something pounds, so yeah, absolutely amazing. So anything you can give would be greatly received. If you can't, that's absolutely fine, but if you can, please do so. Right, I'll let you crack on with the rest of the video. Thank you, bye. Today there was a gent who was selling off lots of bits and pieces, and in amongst that was some heels, and I put it on my Instagram. So if you're not already following me, go and check me out on Instagram, follow me there. I don't always make videos, I'm not having the time, so every now and again I'll just put up a little post on there. So if you want to still learn and earn, check out my Instagram, follow me there, and hopefully I'll be able to, you know, spread some education through that. Pair of ladies' heels, and hopefully you might recognise, I don't know if you can, it's a bit hard to see that logo. See the logo? That's Giuseppe Zanotti. So the first thing I saw was the logo, and I thought, oh yeah, I think that's Zanotti. Wasn't dead sure. Flip it over and you can feel most high-end shoes will have this sort of very, very soft leather underside sole. Basically that means leather, made in Italy, and this has been resold. People don't often resole heels unless they're high quality. Most people bin stuff because fast fashion is cheap and people don't care. Zanotti shoes, and the buckle is heavy. It's a really heavy buckle, and again you've got the Zanotti logo on there, and again on stud on the back. I don't know if that's going to focus. Stacked leather heel tips in good shape. But yeah, I think these will be these sort of strappy sandals. They give you a bit more flexibility shoe size wise, so people can be a little bit bigger, smaller, and have a bit of room, so there's a bit more flexibility, hopefully minimizing returns. I paid, you wanted 15 for these, and I got a bit of a deal because I bought 2 pairs. If you go on the Zanotti website, you'll be looking at least £500 for a pair of heels, probably more. I think on their sales stuff you're looking at about £385, but RRP on the new stuff you're looking at about 500 upwards. So got those Zanottis there. You wanted 15, but he also had these. So sort of leopard print pony skin, and these you may or may not recognise that little dagger on the bottom. These are, I can't get the pronunciation right, Caesar Pacchiotti. Don't know if you can, it's going to be hard to focus. So Pacchiotti again, you got good quality leather heel tips in good shape. You've got the original red sole, similar to your Louboutins. And then again, Vibram make very good soles, so they've had this resold in Vibram. There's a few little bits. There's all the trim's in good shape. Some of the pony skin has worn a little bit, but that's why I managed to knock these down, because I think you wanted 30 for these, and I ended up getting these for 10 because there's some wear on the pony skin, so that I need to get repaired. But again, these, if you go on the website, you're looking at £500 to £600 upwards again for a pair of boots. So little ankle boots. So yeah, if you're looking at that sort of price, I'm basically bargaining them down £25 for both pairs. Yes, they need some work. I don't know the ins and outs of what I'd probably get for them, but the reality is I paid £12.50 per pair. There is no way I will not make money on them. The Zanotti heels need a little bit of a clean up, but pretty much ready to go. These will need some work and a bit of time, but I can put that time in, because once I've sold those, I'm into profit, and it's just a little bit of time on these. So again, I want to minimize my projects because I've got too much going on anyway, but I kind of enjoy fixing and repairing stuff. So, you know, whether it's a little bit of therapy for me as well, that's great. Get my mind off stuff while I'm fixing stuff and make some profit. But yeah, basically £12.50 per pair into probably a couple of £100. So very happy with that. Today, I think we'll round it up as the last item because I've got stuff to do. Last item is these. Now these just look like a pair of nondescript high tops. Oh yes, Christian Louboutin. Known for his also does red heels, red soles. So I've got these other Louboutins from a while ago that I haven't sorted out yet. So I'm relatively familiar now with the Louboutin stuff. I took my daughter to the car boot with me, so she is actually going to have these. But what was interesting was because I've already got another pair here. So these I bought a while ago, the low top version, and I know the person I bought these off, so I know these are the real deal. And it was just nice to see them next to each other at home once I got home, just to double check I was happy. And it's just, you can just see the quality, they're oozing with quality, but it helps me make sure I definitely got the real deal here. Whoop, sorry, kick the camera. But yeah, these ones, you can just feel the quality of the leather. So leather inner, because the laces were missing, we got them down from 25 to 20. And she said, oh, you've got an absolute bargain there. And I was 99% sure they were real, just by looking at the way that the printing's done. It's almost debossed into the leather leather footbed. Quality of the insides, cheap ones where you have the eyelets will almost like star out. Cheap, where these ones are totally round. But it's just, yeah, very, very neat stitching all the way in, and it's like leather right the way down to the tip of the toe on the inside. And I've compared all the stitching across the tops on both, so these are the real deal. So again, this sort of trainer, you're probably looking new, would have cost £600 plus. So yeah, my 15-year-old's well chuffed. So 20 quid for these. So she's done well today. I've been trying to educate her on, you know, you could go to Shein or Primark and get yourself a pair of trainers for 20 quid, or you go to the car boot, you get these, you give them a clean up, and you've got some designer stuff for not a lot of money. Same with jeans today. She bought a pair of diesel jeans, new diesel jeans, 180 quid. She's paid a £5 for them. Again, you can't go to Primark and get a pair of jeans for a £5, but a car boot, so you can go and get something that someone just wants to get rid of. Yes, there would be profit in them, but actually for her, she just means she's getting designer gear at sensible prices, like less than sensible prices. Yeah, so 20 quid for those. There were 25, but there was no laces. I'm pretty sure I've got spare laces somewhere, so or we just go and get decent quality laces online. But yes, again, probably, I haven't done the comps. Have a look. I'd guess the comps are probably 120, 160 quid, something like that, probably more. probably 160 or more. I don't know. Have a look. That's your job for the day. Have a look, see what the Louboutin trainers go for. But yeah, absolute banger for 20 quid. So, Christ on a bike. That's probably getting close to £2 worth of shoes there. 4 pairs of shoes. RRP on them would be close to £500 each, and I've paid £12.50, £12.50, £3 and 20 quid. Bargains to be had. I didn't even get up at the crack of dawn. This is me rocking up at 7:30, 7:45. I'm not desperate to get anything at the minute, so I'm rocking up late, and the bargains are still there if you know what you're looking for. So for me, again, it's like learning that what does quality look like. I've banged on about this time and time again. Go into your local posh shops, go in, have a look at the posh handbags, have a look at the posh shoes, have a look at the posh trainers. How are they made? What does the leather feel like? Is it a soft leather? Is it padded? These have got padding all the way around. It's just this nice, soft, beautiful padded calf leather. And once you learn what quality feels like, it makes it a lot easier to spot fakes, because there were some fake Louboutins at the car boot, and I was showing my daughter the differences. But also it helps you if you're not familiar with the brand, you think that looks expensive, feels expensive, even if you're not sure of the brand, put them back down, go and give it a quick Google, and it might be something worth an awful lot you just were not familiar with. And that's what happened with these ones. I knew, because she had some Gina shoes, and again, Gina, very, very expensive normally, but they don't sell for an awful lot on eBay. I knew the Zanotti shoes, with these next to the Zanottis and having the Vibram resole, it just gave me that instinct of these are going to be worth something. Let me have a very quick Google. I recognised the little dagger symbol. I just wasn't 100% sure on the name of the brand. Was it designer or am I being daft? 30 seconds of Googling, it's like, definitely getting those. So yeah, learn to spot quality. I said it again, I will keep saying it. That's your lesson of the day. What else is going on? I've got to shoot off now. I'll do another video as and when I can. Again, these very, very quick 10-minute type videos. I'm doing a charity walk soon, raising money for people with, it's like this National Food Bank, because I think, I can't remember the stats. I'll come back with some of the stats next time around, but it was just shocking how many people are living in poverty and not able to provide food for their families. So I'm going to be doing a 20k walk at the start of July, but I'll do another video, or I might be able to stick some details onto the back of this. But yeah, if people can do donations, that would be great, but I haven't got the details here to give you. But yeah, right, I'll go crack on. Speak to you next time. Pop down in the comments whatever your best find of the weekend was. It'd be really good, because it helps me with the algorithm, but I'd also be interested to see what you got. So right, cracking on. Speak to you next time. Bye bye.